Hey everyone, welcome back to Mirror Image Co, the styling and coaching platform that helps you attain an empowered life. Now today's video is going to be on how not to give up. I've never met anybody who has never encountered the feeling of wanting to give up, throw in the towel, no matter how successful they are. This is something that is universal, no matter what culture you come from, whatever industry you're in, whatever life experience you may be having. Everyone can share in this common feeling of, at times, wanting to give up, particularly if you're working towards a specific goal. However, I've also encountered people who said that no matter how much they wanted to give up, there are always ways that you can overcome that and that you can thrive, because giving up is permanent, but choosing to continue means that you can make a change in any area of your life. So here are a few tips that I've learned. The first one is set your why. Why is your money, your connections, your relationships, why are they where they are now? Because that removes some of the emotionality from your feelings of wanting to give up on any particular area. And so it means that you can ask yourself, where do I want to be? Why? Why are they where they are now? What decisions have I made to contribute to this? And how can I make different decisions? Because that means that you go from being the victim to being somebody who's taking responsibility for your perspective and your future choices. When you feel like giving up, it can be quite an emotional experience, and so it's so important to be able to take that step back and say, hey, I'm not going to stay here. It's completely normal and human, but there's so much more for me to not only just achieve, but to learn about life. And so it's important that you ask yourself those concerted questions to gain some clarity, because usually when we're busy achieving something, we don't usually stop too much to ask ourselves questions. So this will help you gain some clarity. My next point is, don't wait for support from others. People aren't always going to be there to pat you on the back, and they also have their own issues and goals that they're dealing with. And so you got to become your own cheerleader. No matter how many close friends and family you have, maybe you're married, you can't expect other people to be there to pat you on the back all the time. You have to be able to develop that emotional robustness to be able to say, hey, this may not be working out right now, but I know from my past experiences that I'm able to get through this. And so this is just a temporary hump in the road, or this is just a bad day, or maybe it was a bad curry, that you ate and you're feeling a little bit down. Don't worry, it's that ability to cheer yourself on and actually say, I'm going to develop my mentality to where I don't have to wait for the external validation and approval from anything or anyone else in order for me to have the energy to continue. In fact, not having that support and that validation and that acknowledgement means that you are seeing for yourself how badly you want something, how committed you are to something, how faithful you are to something, even when you're not getting a positive response. So that really tests your character. And when you're cool with that, when you're okay and going, hey, I cheer myself on, I know I'm doing a great job, then you know that you can keep that momentum going. Failure is not the end, and this is my next point. It's a temporary hump, and as I mentioned a couple of seconds ago, we tend to see something maybe not work out as this is the end, it may not ever happen for me, etc., etc. But that's really not true. That's a narrative that we may play in our heads. But failure is not the end, and actually, usually people who have failed have said that it makes them more resourceful, it makes them more discerning, it makes them more focused, because they now know what not to do or what to do. It may be that you maybe didn't achieve something because of some procrastination, or because you didn't speak up for yourself, or things like that. So it may not be anything that's tangible. It may be other things about where you go, actually, this is where I can improve on because of this. So when you feel like you failed, understand that that is not who you are. Separate your do from your who, and you will keep on winning in life, because your do will always be subject to change. My next point is identify your limiting beliefs. And I read it somewhere that achievement is 80% mindset and 20% perspiration. So it's 80% what you think and 20% what you do. And so we put so much emphasis obviously in what you do, because if you don't take action, nothing will change. So I'm a big believer in taking action. Otherwise, nothing really will alter, and you'll be stuck in the same place of feeling like you want to give up. But your mindset is what will get you there. Your mindset, how you think, how you interpret things, how you approach a situation, how you allow others to approach you, and how you respond to them, how you perceive situations. All of that plays such a pivotal role. So really guard your perspective fiercely. There are many exercises that you can do. You can start by meditating if you're someone whose mind tends to race and overthink things. A short 10-minute meditation in the morning, meditating on, what your achievements, or it can be positive affirmations at the start of the day, things that will get your mind right. Because sometimes you can wake up in a funk and, not really be excited. But get your mind right, and you'll be able to face what you can with a sense of calm and a sense of being in control, at least of yourself. So when you do that and you capture your mind, you can also be able to take a step back from your thoughts and say, well, this is what I'm thinking, but I'm not sure whether it's really true. And so I want my thoughts to work for me and not against me. And my last point is focus on being, not just doing. Every experience can help you grow as a person. And when you feel like you want to give up, you may be so focused on what you've been doing and trying to make something happen that you may be frustrated. But it may be to do, again, and this links onto the previous point, it may be to do with a soft skill, not necessarily a hard skill or a task-based skill. But it may be something to do with your perspective, your mindset, things like that. So focus on who do you need to be in order to attain what you want to attain. Just like a child has to go through school to learn how to count, to learn how to spell and read and write. And so when they do that, then they can later on take their driving test, because they can read the signs on the road, because they can count how much petrol they've got left, when you're older. So there has been stages to that. They're not going to let you take a driving test or let you get behind the wheel if you don't have those skills, or if you are not going to be able to support yourself in that. So you have to go through a process in order to be the person that you are. So that's just a small example. But study successful people, and success isn't just monetary, I always say. It's people who you can tell are really living out their purpose, making a positive impact, and who actually enjoy what they're doing. And study how have they been able to overcome those obstacles? How have they been able to overcome the desire to give up and continue and pivot so that they, are able to live out a fulfilling life. So focus on who you need to be. Ask yourself, is who I have been, the aspects that are positive and have got you to where you are, the skills that will continue to move you forward, and the things that you may need to shed. So that let that self-evaluation be one that works for you in propelling you forward so that you don't give up. So I hope those tips helped you. Write down in the comments what helps you not to give up, and share with other people so you can empower one another. and also add any topics for videos that you want coming up. But don't forget to check out our website and our socials. I'll link them in the description bar below. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.